Alright, Kevin here with MyATVs.com. What we're going to show you now is how to tighten your chain on your ATV. It's very important that, especially during the first 10 hours, you keep your eye on your chain, because during that first 10 hours that chain is going to want to stretch a little bit because it's a new chain and you don't want that coming off that rear sprocket. If you come right here on the side, what happens is when this chain gets loose and it gets broken in, and this is on any four-wheeler, you want to be careful that it doesn't get too loose because it'll come off that rear sprocket. The chain can come up and hit this little side case cover here. It's a little piece of metal here, and it's just a side case cover for the chain. It'll come off and crack that chain cover, and it also can break your chain too. So just by keeping an eye on that chain, and really you should only have about quarter to maybe a half-inch play in your chain up and down. That's total travel distance. So what we're going to do is just show you how to go ahead and tighten your chain up. So if you want to go around to the rear here, on all your four-wheelers, it's going to have two eyelets back here in the back. If you look down here, you see these threaded bolts coming out, and on the inside there's eyelets, just two little round eyelets with a bolted thread that comes through them. The first thing you want to do is loosen those two up in the back. Get them loose. And what we're going to do is tighten these bolts down here. What that's going to do is put tension on the chain and tighten it up. And all that's doing is pulling that whole rear axle back and tightening the chain up. Tighten my inside ones first. Now if you can see, I don't know if you can get a good view of that chain or not, but that chain right now is about right. It's got about maybe 3/8 of an inch play in it. So I'll go ahead and finish snugging up the outside nuts. I got those snug. Just double check my chain again, and then I'm going to retighten the two bolts that I loosened up in order to tighten this chain up. So I'm just going to tighten those down now, and that'll keep the chain where it's at. Alright, that's how you tighten the chain. It's a good habit to get in it. You know, my daughter and I, we check our oil once a week and we check our chain once a week on our four-wheelers. Just, you know, get her in a habit of checking and making sure everything's right on them. But just make sure you got, you know, the right amount of tension in your chain. Make sure you check your oil. But that's how you do adjust the chains on a four-wheeler.